Kallan smelled the death before she saw the amassed bodies that lay hewn in pools of their own blood and excrement. Steam rose from the bodies of children, dismembered and disemboweled beside the mothers who had thrown their broken bodies onto them. The steam now formed a thick fog that appeared to have rolled in, interspersed with meat, drink, and gifts carried from Ostermalaf. 300 lay dead. In silence, Kallan stared from atop her horse. The ravens made feast where piles of pussy willows lay beside children. Alongside the corpses of horses and elfar, wreaths of elf-flowers and wild branches littered the ground. Eolf settled creaked as he lowered himself from his mount. All eyes scanned the dead that spanned the caravan. Eolf, Dagon spoke, releasing the Dockoffer from their spell. Numb to the horror that blinded her, Kallan slid from Astrid. Her legs gelled and buckled beneath her. Father? Her voice cracked. A raven took flight and circled the air. Were there no guards? Eolf shook his head, unable to speak. There were, Dagon said. The raven circled and landed upon a small bloodied mass, a boy. They pecked the corpse, then pulled at the boy's head until it had a mouthful of strands. Stop it, Kallan muttered. The raven pecked at a stub where an arm should have been. Stop it, Kallan said. The raven did not obey. Stop it, Kallan shrieked, and scooping up a rock from the ground, she chucked it hard at the bird. Stop it! She took up another, and this time she ran. Stop it! The second rock fell short like the first, but as she approached the body, the ravens took flight and left the corpse to Kallan. Stop! Kallan screamed, and threw her third rock into the air. It fell to the ground with a soft thump. Beside the boy, Kallan stood where the stench of death was stronger. Behind her, Eolf and Dagon led the king's warmen into the dead. In silence they walked, some bodies too mingled to identify. A few men, some guards lay on the ground, but mostly women and children made up the dead. Dagon, Kallan heard the strength in her father's voice falter. Have one of your men take Kallan home. My king. His voice, too, had weakened. Kallan. Kallan wasn't sure how long she gazed into the steam that rolled in the wind. A shadow moved, and a soft sob filled the massacre that was Ostermalaf. She watched the malformed creature whimper as it hobbled over the dead. It sobbed as it stumbled and babbled intermittently with disconnected slurs and cries, until a boy, bathed in blood, emerged from the fog, cradling the remains of a second, much smaller boy. Mother said, he muttered. I will. He'll be all right. He stumbled, and the corpse he grasped swayed, allowing Kallan to make out that the boy was missing an arm, and its tiny spine was cloven in two where entrails hung from its back. Mother said, the boy muttered. I can watch him. I can. I'm here. I did like you said, Mom. I'll take care of him. His eyes focused as he emerged from his madness, and he noticed Kallan. You can save him. You're Sikona. You can save him. Kallan stared, unable to speak, unable to offer words to the child whose mind had long since gone. Save him! The child shoved the remains of his brother at Kallan. You can! I know you can! You can! Mother told me! A Sikona can save him! Kallan shook her head and forced the words to form. I can't. You can! The boy was standing close enough for Kallan to make out the blood that flowed from the child's head, and the one ruined eye now coated white. You must! Dagon, Eolf said. You weren't even trying! The boy screamed, and Dagon reached to take him by the arm. Come along, Dagon said. The boy shrieked at Kallan. You kill him! Dagon grabbed the boy and firmly pulled him away from Kallan. You killed my brother! The boy's voice filled the stiff air. Dagon, Kallan said, and the captain froze. I will take him. Dagon shook his head. Kallan, you can't help him. I can't bring his brother back. Her knuckles were white as she drug her fists into her skirt and stumbled over the blood-soaked ground. But I can help him.